Have you ever felt like the world around you is getting noisier every day? The endless news feeds, conversations, and social media are all overflowing with information and voices. It almost feels like silence has vanished from our lives. But what if silence wasn't just an empty void, but actually a source of strength? Imagine if silence wasn't simply the absence of noise, but rather a powerful tool, helping us to stay calm, control ourselves, and make wiser choices amid life's challenges. Marcus Aurelius, the great Roman emperor and one of the most renowned Stoic philosophers, taught that silence could be a real source of strength for those who know how to use it. He believed that when we choose to remain silent at the right moments, we not only show maturity but also convey confidence and wisdom in the most profound way. So when is it best to remain silent? Is it when we're angry, being unfairly criticized, or faced with someone's bragging? Let's explore together the 9 situations highlighted by Stoic philosophy. 9 situations where silence not only helps us avoid unnecessary conflict, but also empowers us to overcome life's challenges. In this video, I'll guide you through these lessons. By the end, I believe you'll discover a new strength and a sense of peace from silence. Stay with me to learn how we can apply the power of silence in everyday life. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button to make sure you never miss valuable Stoic insights. Part 1. When facing unjust criticism. Imagine this familiar situation. You've just finished a project at work, putting in countless hours, effort, and even sleepless nights. But at the last moment, you receive unfair criticism from your boss or colleagues, just because they don't understand everything you went through. How would you feel? Angry and frustrated, right? It's a tough feeling, and our natural reaction is often to defend ourselves, to respond immediately. But wait, pause for a moment. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This is a core Stoic principle. When faced with unfairness, we can't control what others think or say about us, but we can control how we respond. The lesson from Marcus Aurelius is not about avoiding emotions, but mastering our reactions. By staying silent, we give ourselves space to think things through, to prevent unnecessary words from causing harm to ourselves and others. Silence, in this case, isn't weakness, it's strength. This silence allows us the time to assess if there's any truth in the criticism, whether we can learn and improve from it, or if it's just baseless negativity. Imagine if you immediately reacted in anger. You might say things you'll later regret, and your work or personal relationships could become even more strained. But if you choose silence, you not only preserve your dignity, but also create an impression of calmness and confidence. Furthermore, silence helps you conserve your mental energy, avoiding unnecessary conflicts. This is a powerful way to protect our inner peace, a vital aspect of Stoic philosophy. Remember, silence doesn't mean accepting all criticism. It's just a first step, allowing us to think before we act. After reflection, if you find the criticism unjust, you're fully entitled to clarify things. But this time, you'll be speaking from a calm and controlled place, not ruled by emotions. So the next time you face unjust criticism, remember this lesson from Marcus Aurelius. Pause, remain silent, and control your reaction. In the end, true strength doesn't lie in winning arguments, but in rising above criticism while keeping peace within yourself. Part 2. In the face of bragging. Picture this. You're at a gathering or event and someone is constantly bragging about their accomplishments. They're going on about their luxurious vacation, their new job with a high salary, or their latest achievement. These boasts keep coming, and you start to feel a bit irritated, maybe even tempted to respond with a story of your own, just to keep up. But hold on, this is an important lesson that Stoic philosophy teaches us. Marcus Aurelius and other Stoic philosophers remind us that true worth doesn't come from showing others how great we are, but from the calm and steady peace we find within ourselves. When someone brags, it's their issue, not ours. They need external validation, while we, who understand Stoic values, don't need that. True worth lies not in words, but in the quiet confidence that doesn't need to be shown. This is when silence becomes powerful. Instead of feeling the need to respond, choose silence. This silence not only helps you avoid this unspoken competition, but allows you to focus on your own true values, values that don't need anyone's approval. Even if you just listen without responding, you're showing confidence and independence. There's no need to join a competition of achievements. Your silence alone speaks of composure and maturity. Let your accomplishments quietly speak for themselves without the need for flowery words. Being silent in the face of bragging isn't a sign of weakness. It's a wise response. It shows that you're not caught up in the need to prove yourself, nor do you let external factors affect your self-worth. Stoicism encourages us to live a life of meaning rather than chasing fame or validation from others. This is how we cultivate inner peace and freedom, independent of anyone's judgment. So next time you're in a similar situation, remember this: you don't need to respond with your own achievements to prove anything. Choose silence. Let it show that you're confident, self-assured, and mature enough not to get pulled into the cycle of boasting. Let your accomplishments quietly prove themselves to those who truly understand you. And remember, this silence is the greatest gift you can give yourself, a sign of self-control and wisdom. Part 3. When angry. Anger is a deeply human emotion we all experience. But what happens if that anger explodes unchecked? In a single moment of lost control, words spoken in anger can cause irreparable damage, straining important relationships in our lives. Anger, when left unchecked, can become a fire that consumes even the most valuable things around us. Epicurus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This emphasizes that anger doesn't come from circumstances, but from how we choose to respond. Stoic philosophy advises us to remain silent when angry, because silence is a powerful weapon for controlling and mastering our emotions. Imagine you're provoked or someone says something offensive to you, and anger starts to build up. If you immediately respond by raising your voice or retaliating, your anger only fuels the fire. But if you choose silence, you create a gap between emotion and action, giving yourself time to calm down and think more clearly. Silence in anger doesn't mean ignoring your feelings, but letting them settle before deciding how to respond. In silence, you give yourself the chance to reflect on what happened, separating immediate emotions from long-term thoughts. This silence gives you the strength not to get swept away by emotion, allowing you to respond with reason instead. Stoic philosophy teaches that silence is a sanctuary for inner peace when anger rises. Let silence be your shield, keeping you from saying things you might regret later. When you choose to remain silent, you send a powerful message that you're the one controlling your emotions, not the situation or anyone else. Next time you feel angry, pause, take a deep breath, and choose silence. Remind yourself that you're in charge of your feelings and that anger doesn't define who you are. Silence in moments of anger not only preserves relationships, but also helps you become stronger and more resilient. Remember, silence in anger is a hallmark of a Stoic soul, calm, wise, and self-controlled. Part 4. When facing rumors. Most of us know the helpless and frustrating feeling of facing baseless rumors. Whether at work, among friends, or even within family, rumors spread like wildfire. They can distort reality and tarnish our image in others' eyes. The natural reaction is to want to defend ourselves immediately, to counter those rumors to protect our honor. But is an instant reaction truly the wisest choice? Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, said, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." When faced with rumors, Stoicism reminds us that engaging in a battle of words, trying to clear our name, sometimes only amplifies people's curiosity and skepticism. Rather than confronting each rumor, remaining silent is a way to show confidence and integrity. Your actions will be the loudest proof of your true worth. Silence in the face of rumors doesn't mean you're accepting or admitting to them. Rather, your silence is a display of inner strength, of a stoic spirit. When you stay silent and continue to live by your values, people will see you don't need words to defend your honor. Over time, your consistency and actions will gradually reveal the truth, and the rumors will fade. When you choose not to respond to rumors, you avoid getting sucked into the cycle of meaningless words. You're showing that you're different from the one who started the rumors. Instead of retaliating with harsh or bitter words, let your silence do the talking. This silence carries the message that you're not easily swayed by baseless accusations. So the next time you hear a rumor aimed at you, pause and choose silence. Let your actions, attitude, and way of life prove that those rumors are unfounded. In the end, only time and truth stand firm, while rumors pass. What remains is your honor and dignity. Silence is often the wisest response and the most powerful way to keep your soul at peace amidst the noise of gossip. Part 5. In times of loss. None of us can avoid moments of loss in life. Maybe you felt the pain of losing a loved one, ending a close relationship, or having to let go of a dream you once held dear. In these times, it's easy to feel empty, lost, and struggle to find peace. Stoic philosopher Seneca once wrote, "The day which we fear as our last is but the birthday of eternity." This quote reminds us that each time we face loss, we're not only witnessing an end, but potentially a new beginning, a transformation that helps us grow. Stoic philosophy doesn't encourage us to deny our pain, but rather guides us to face and accept it. In these moments, silence can be our greatest companion. Silence isn't about suppressing or denying pain. It's about giving ourselves the space to truly feel, understand, and learn from our emotions. When we're silent, we allow ourselves time to reflect on the memories, on the values our loved ones or past relationships brought into our lives. Instead of rushing to fill the void with noise or busyness, let silence be a space where you connect with yourself. This silence also offers us a chance to ask, what truly matters in life? We learn to appreciate the present, to notice the little things around us that we might have overlooked before. Through this, we find inner peace, not by denying pain, but by learning to live with it and making it part of who we are. When you face loss, remember that you don't have to voice every feeling, nor do you need to seek immediate relief from pain. Sit quietly, allow yourself to grieve, to cry, to remember. This silence will soothe the pain and eventually replace it with valuable lessons about life and gratitude for what we once had. Finally, let the pain be a teacher and silence be the lesson. Through silence, you'll realize that everything is temporary, and in acceptance, you'll find the strength to move forward. Part 6. When dealing with ignorance. We've all been in this situation. Someone is confidently sharing an opinion that we know is misguided, or lacks understanding. They may be entirely sure of what they're saying, but we can see that their viewpoint is not based on deep knowledge or understanding. In such moments, it's easy to feel the urge to correct them or prove our point. But is that really necessary? Marcus Aurelius advised that we stay silent in situations like these to avoid unnecessary conflict and maintain our composure. As Stoics have recognized for ages, words aren't always the best way to prove the truth. Sometimes our silence can be a powerful way to reflect the other person's lack of understanding without saying a word. Silence here shows patience and maturity. By not arguing, we're showing the other person that we're not affected by what they're saying and that we don't feel the need to convince them. Instead, we can focus our energy on listening, on learning from their perspective, even if we don't agree. This patience is not only a sign of respect, but also a way to maintain calm and control. If you immediately react and argue, the conversation may spiral into a never-ending debate, creating unnecessary tension. But by choosing silence and listening, you create a safe space for both sides, a space where you can hold your position without hurting or offending the other person. Silence in the face of ignorance also gives the other person a chance to reflect and realize their limitations. When there's no resistance or argument, people often pause to rethink what they've said and might even see the weakness in their argument. So, the next time you encounter someone with an opposing viewpoint that you feel is incorrect, remember you don't have to speak to prove yourself right. Choose silence, not because you agree, but because you're mature enough not to get drawn into needless debate. Let silence be a reflection of your inner wisdom and calm. Part 7. When facing injustice. In life, we often encounter situations of injustice, maybe being misunderstood at work, treated unfairly by colleagues, or even being subjected to unkind actions by others. When faced with such injustice, the natural feeling of anger arises. We want to react immediately, maybe even retaliate to feel a sense of relief. But is an instant reaction really the best approach? The Stoic philosopher Epictetus once reminded us, it's not the situation, but how we choose to respond that shows our character. This choice of response reflects our inner strength and dignity. While we may not control others' actions, we have full control over how we choose to respond. A true Stoic doesn't allow themselves to be ruled by fleeting emotions, but seeks to face injustice with calm and wisdom. When faced with injustice, instead of reacting immediately with anger or retaliation, try pausing and staying silent. Silence doesn't mean acceptance, but is a way for us to assess the situation. When you choose not to react immediately, you create the chance to observe and understand the root of the injustice. This gives you a deeper perspective, allowing you to respond with reason and a more effective approach. Imagine if you responded sharply or tried to retaliate immediately. You might only create more conflict or make the situation worse. But by remaining silent and observing, you may notice details you hadn't considered before, allowing you to respond with wisdom and balance. Silence in the face of injustice is also a display of inner strength. When you choose silence, you show that you aren't easily swayed by circumstances or others' actions. This composure earns respect from those around you, as they see that you've maintained control over your emotions. So, when facing injustice, remember that immediate reactions may not always bring the best outcome. Instead, let silence lead the way, giving you time to think and choose the best way to act. In doing so, you not only maintain your dignity, but also find peace amid challenges. Part 8. When overly proud. There are certainly moments in life when we feel proud of our achievements, Perhaps you've just reached a significant success at work, completed a big project, or received much-deserved praise. In those moments, pride naturally arises, and we may feel the urge to share it, to show it off, and receive recognition from others. However, Stoic philosophy reminds us that pride should never cause us to forget the value of humility. Marcus Aurelius once said that the real worth of a person doesn't lie in what they show to others, but in their self-awareness and inner confidence. He emphasized the importance of keeping pride in check. True confidence doesn't need validation from others. Sometimes, our greatest accomplishments are best kept in quiet, as a silent motivation that drives us forward, rather than something used to assert our worth in front of others. Silence in moments of pride is an important lesson that Stoic philosophy brings. When you hold your pride quietly, without feeling the need to boast, you show that you've reached a higher level of confidence, a confidence that comes from within. It's when you don't need the approval or praise of others to feel valued. Instead, you sense your own worth, letting your success become a personal motivator for continued effort. Imagine, when you choose silence over boasting, people see you as composed, humble, and self-assured. They sense that your achievements don't need to be flaunted because you've already acknowledged their worth without external validation. This silence becomes part of the respect and dignity you hold for yourself, making your accomplishments even more valuable. Keeping silent in moments of pride isn't suppression. It's a way to manage emotions and remember that real worth doesn't come from applause or acknowledgement. Every time you achieve something, try to keep a sense of humility, allowing success to become part of your journey rather than the end goal. By doing so, you'll find yourself more confident and grounded, as you're no longer dependent on others' perceptions to see your own worth. Finally, Marcus Aurelius reminds us that true confidence isn't found in grand words or flashy actions, but in quiet, resilient silence. Let your accomplishments speak for themselves, instead of speaking on their behalf. When we learn to be silent in pride, we take a long stride on the path of self-growth and understanding. Part 9. When lacking information. Have you ever found yourself wanting to join a conversation or share an opinion about a topic you didn't fully understand? We often have the urge to speak up to show we're knowledgeable. But without enough information, a hasty opinion can lead to unnecessary mistakes and even harm our credibility. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor and philosopher, advised that in moments when we lack information, it's best to choose silence. Silence here isn't just wise, it's a show of respect for truth and knowledge. When we don't truly understand a topic, our words are easily influenced by bias, emotions, or incomplete information. Silence helps us avoid mistakes and gives us time to learn more deeply. Imagine if you join a discussion on a complex issue that you only know a little about. Any remarks you make could mislead others or cause misunderstanding. But when you choose to listen instead of rushing to speak, you're showing respect not only to others but also to yourself and your understanding. Silence in this situation shows that you're aware of your limits and are willing to learn. Furthermore, by staying silent, you create space for others to share their insights, allowing you to gain a more comprehensive view of the issue. This not only deepens your understanding, but also builds trust with those around you, as they see you're thoughtful and cautious about forming conclusions. The lesson Stoicism brings is one of humility and self-awareness. We don't need to join every discussion or have an opinion on everything. Instead, remaining silent when we lack information is a sign of wisdom and calm. It's how we protect ourselves from unnecessary mistakes and maintain respect for the truth. So next time you feel the urge to share an opinion but realize you don't fully understand the issue, remember Marcus Aurelius's advice: silence isn't weakness, but a way to show wisdom and respect for truth. Listen, learn, and only speak when you're confident that your words are accurate and helpful. So we've explored 9 situations where silence is the wisest choice. From facing criticism, bragging, and anger, to moments of injustice or lack of information. Each situation shows that silence isn't just about avoiding conflict, but about showing maturity, self-control, and inner strength. According to Stoic philosophy, silence is a powerful tool to maintain calm and wisdom in daily life. Knowing when to remain silent helps us not only protect ourselves from negative emotions, but also uphold our dignity and self-respect. Marcus Aurelius and other Stoic philosophers have shown us that silence helps us avoid mistakes made in haste and always respond thoughtfully and deeply. Now, try applying this philosophy to your own life. In similar situations, choose silence and see if it brings you new insights or peace. Let Stoic philosophy be your guide, helping you live with serenity and wisdom amid life's turmoil. If you've ever experienced the power of silence in your own life, share your story in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to keep learning with us from the profound teachings of Stoic philosophy. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.